Hey everybody, I have a video here for you today, and this one I was reminded of the subject when I was watching a TV show a few nights ago. And this is the subject I did a video on a couple years ago, and I just wanted to review that video. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I think I erased a whole page of videos about a year ago that I made a little over 2 years ago, and that was one of them. But this is the lost civilization of the Amazon. And as we back out here, you can see how this whole area of northern South America is covered in tropical rainforest, but there is an area here that has been cleared. The forest has been removed, and what was found here is really remarkable. A civilization that was vast, and they left us some ruins here. And when the rainforest was uncovered or cleared, these ruins were exposed. And I'm just going to show you a few of these. Now here is one. I suppose you can call this an earthwork. Perfectly square here in the middle, and then an oval surrounding the structure. And how big is this? Well, some of these are really huge, but from end to end, that is about 3 football fields long. So that would take a lot of effort, and were these like living colonies that were surrounded by like a henge? Well, we're going to go take a look at a few more of these. Just to the west of that last ruin, we have this here. Seems a large circle surrounded by a square. And this is a line to north right now, so there doesn't seem to be any configuration with the cardinal points. Then there is a huge earthwork right here, just right on this guy's property. This property is built right over it, but you can clearly see it from overhead. Let's zoom in on this one here. And this one is about 300 meters long. You can see square earthwork, and then a large, much larger one down here. The purpose of these, I have no idea, but obviously they had some very important purpose, and these would have taken a great effort to build. That's clear. And let's zoom in on this one. And this is a huge double circle henge, I guess is what you would call it. But that is an absolute perfect circle. And how big is this? Well, let's just take a quick measure. That is about 200 meters across. Here, zoomed in, these are ditches, I suppose. So there is a purpose. What exactly? I don't know. And nearby that last one, we have this huge earthwork, circle and a square. Purpose? Not sure. But these are about, I believe, they're over 100 meters long, the circle and the square right next to each other, and they have paths coming off of it. And there are other things right in this area that look like are ruins, but the growth has just kind of covered them up, but there are a few that are clearly exposed here. Now, up in this northern area, there is a really impressive ruin up here, and this is a massive area. You can't really see it until you get right close up, but here it is. You can clearly see it. A square here, lanes coming off of each side, and this appears to be close to lined up to perfectly north, south, east, west, but not quite. But you see here, it starts over here. There's a structure over here that leads to this middle area. And ruins are probably up here too, covered up, and they are down here. But how big is this total area that this ruin covers? Well, let's go over to miles here. That's over a mile in each direction. This ruin, this covers over a mile from end to end, top to bottom. that would have taken a large group of people, a lot of time and effort to build, and studies have said these ruins are about 6,000 years old. It's about 1,000 years prior to the first dynasty in Egypt. No answer for a massive civilization in this part of the Amazon, but that is one of the cooler ancient ruins because it's huge and we don't know who did it. Now here we have a section of cleared land. Looks like nothing from this distance above the ground, but when you get right down here, these ruins take shape. Here is another one right here, outline of it with the smaller square in the middle. You can see the path coming off down here. This is not as easy to see. You can clearly see it right in the middle. And if you go up just a little bit to the north and east, there is another structure right here. Seems these were ditches and fortifications of some kind. And there is another one down here. This area is from this structure up to these is over 1.5 miles long. So it seems we have large areas over a massive area in South America that are covered with huge ruins. But there you can see those. These are a lot harder to see. And is there more in this area? Well, there is a lot of stuff down here. Now this area I marked because it looked really unique to me, and there's one thing that popped out in my mind right away. These look like Nazca lines, and I know the terrain here is much different than down at the desert area at Nazca, but isn't that what they look like? And there has been theories that the Nazca lines lead to water, and it seems that is what these lead into. That seems man-made, and that reminds me exactly of Nazca lines, this area here. Just thought I would point that out. Then we have this area just to the south of that last ruin, and this is pretty unique. Seems we have square structures. We have a round structure with lanes coming off up here and down here. But you really can't see these till you get right down to the ground, but this covers a huge area. And these go for over 1 mile, but you can clearly see here a circular structure with lanes coming off. And then right down in this area that is inhabited by current structures, there is a huge area just like that one to the north where there is a square structure in the middle. Lanes coming off of each side, and I suppose a lot of this has been lost to current progress here, but you can clearly see it right in the middle of this guy's property. And that is huge. Now here's another area that I marked that just looks strange. It seems we have something down here. Ruins of some sort. I see circles, I see squares, I see pathways going in both directions. And that seems to be almost lined up east-west, but this area looks really weird. Clearly something ancient. And you can still see it from overhead. And here is another area I had marked, and this is huge. And you can clearly see a right angle up here of something carved in the earth. Goes up here and across this way. But I just marked that area as a possibility. It seems like we have corners and something square right there. Now here is that area of northern and western South America that has been cleared. These ruins cover hundreds and hundreds of square miles, and God only knows what other ruins are underneath the canopy of the rainforest out here. And when you have ruins, some of these go miles across and they cover hundreds of square miles. This is a vast civilization. They were smart, they were sophisticated, they were organized, and they were huge. Whoever this was, we have no clue. We know a lot about ancient history, but there are holes in it that we are just discovering that we still have. This is South America. This is the lost civilization of the Amazon. Hope you thought this was interesting, and you all have a very nice day.